A beloved Northern California festival, a neighborhood Walmart in Mississippi, another Walmart near the U.S.-Mexican border, and a popular entertainment district. All four were the scenes of shootings in the past week, events that together left at least 34 people dead and more than 50. Families were buying school supplies ahead of the first day of classes next week, were buying groceries, and had traveled from across the border in Mexico to shop at this Walmart. 20 people were killed and 26 were injured, authorities said. At least 6 of the dead were Mexican nationals. And this happened in El Paso, Texas. Police arrested the suspected gunman, whose name is Patrick, is a 21-year-old white man from the suburbs of Dallas. The FBI stated that this will be prosecuted as a hate crime and a capital murder. One of the people there was looking for her mom, she stated. She stated that her mom was 86 years old and she was in a checkout line. Today we found out that her mom was one of the victims and she has died.
Somebody needs to tell me where she is. I want to know if she's dead or alive or if she's still in Walmart.
We are treating it as a domestic terrorism case.
Within 13 hours of the El Paso shooting, another 9 people were killed in Ohio. At least 27 people were injured before the police shot dead the gunman. The shooting took place around 1 a.m. outside of East 5th Street in the city of Oregon's district in a popular downtown area filled with bars and nightclubs. Authority has identified the suspect as Connor, 24, just outside of Dayton, where he wore a mask, body armor, and hearing protection. The dead included 5 men and 4 women ranging from the age of 22 to 57 years old. One of them was even the gunman's sister. Everyone was panicking and running around, said one of the witnesses, who arrived with friends just as the incident ended. After the shooter was dead, everyone was just crying and stuff, he said. Bodies were all over the place. All they were doing was enjoying a night on the town, and they're dead now. Now, never to come home again, never to see their family again. They're gone. 4 days earlier, more than 1,000 miles northeast of El Paso, a disgruntled employee at a Walmart in Mississippi killed 2 co-workers and wounded an officer. The gunfire broke out in the morning of July 30th when about 60 employees were inside of the store in South Haven. The gunman fatally shot one of the employees inside of the store and then killed another outside, authorities said. The suspect has been charged with 2 counts of murder. The employees were identified at the coroner's office. The suspect has been suspended for a few days before the shooting and after he showed a knife to another employee. The company was investigating the incident and had not made a final determination of his employment status. The week had begun with the final day of the renowned Gilroy Garlic Festival in California, with families spending the day listening to music and celebrating the town's world-famous crops. But crowds scrambled to escape on July 29th when a 19-year-old wearing tactical gear and carrying an assault-style rifle started firing. He was dressed for what he was there to do, witnesses said. 3 people were killed, a 6-year-old, a 25-year-old, and a 13-year-old. 16 people there were wounded. The police later found extremist material searching his home that was about 100 miles southeast of Reno. Because of the material seized pertaining to different and at times competing political ideologies, authorities have had a hard time nailing down the gunman's clear ideology. The day after the shooting, some businesses didn't open in the small Northern California city and several employees called in sick, but many others opened their shops and interacted with customers in a defiant attempt to rebound as a community. Maybe not today, but there will be a day when we start to heal. And the other reason for that is we cannot let this bastard, or those bastards who did this to us, tear us down, a witness said. In the wake of Saturday's attack in El Paso Walmart and in the Mississippi Walmart CEO Douglas McMillan tweeted a message of sympathy and said, "I can't believe I'm sending a note like this twice in 1 week." It feels as though there's a war going on against the people. With the rising death toll and hundreds of saved, President Trump had linked the shootings to racism and video games, but not the gun. A lot of people disagree with him, but there's also children in Chicago that states that police officers drive trucks, like tractor-trailer sized trucks filled with guns in the alley, drops them off, and allow those kids to come and pick those semi-automatic rifles and all different type of guns up. So it isn't the gun, it's the actual person. That's true, because there are a lot of good standing, upstanding citizens that are protecting their homes and their families, went through the proper paperwork and the background checks and everything, and also went through learning how to shoot a gun. And therefore, those type of people, you know, I guess they are allowed to have a weapon with a license. But these young people with these guns barely know what to do with their own lives, so they have these guns in their hands and they take the lives of others. Same with the police officers. They have bad days. Racism comes into play. Look at the guy, Trayvon Martin, you know, a security guard, took matters into his own hands instead of calling the police and killed the young guy. And the list goes on and on. So again, as I'm saying, there seems to be a war going on against the people. Now, if you're not a spiritual person, I hope that you believe in something and believe that there is a spiritual warfare going on against our souls. People want our souls, whether it's these terrorists, extremists, or police officers. Sometimes they're all out here with a chip on their shoulder, ready to just do these mass shootings and these mass killings on the people. And basically, like Donald Trump said, hate has no place here in America. That goes for any type of hatred, whether it's racism, white supremacy, police violence, war, whatever the case may be. And I don't see how people disagree with him saying that, but it's true.
They happened back in May, but the driver just posted the video yesterday for the first time. Fox 5's Evan Lambert is live in Dunkirk with the exclusive.
This is how a traffic stop starts on May 7th on Route 4 in Calvert County. The driver, Ray Harris Jr., was coming home from jury duty when he got pulled over. He started recording because he thought the Maryland State Trooper approached him aggressively. The back and forth continues for about 5 minutes. Harris asking questions, the trooper repeatedly asking him to get out. Then this.
Both of my hands are right here.
The trooper breaks the window and pulls Harris out. He spent 8 hours in jail and says the trooper's actions were excessive.
He gave me no reason to step out of my vehicle, and I'm not giving up my rights just because he has a badge on.
Defense attorney David Benowitz says according to the law, drivers have to get out of the car only if the officer has reasonable articulable suspicion to do a pat-down or to search the vehicle. In this case, he doesn't see that.
A call for retribution in Harlem. Justice in the form of peace. Close to 4,000 kids, Harlem Children's Zone participants, spent a summer day marching for peace. With their handmade signs proudly on display, these kids of all ages want to stop gun violence plaguing Harlem and this country.
We understand there's an uptick of gun violence going on in Harlem right now. We're here today, as we have been for 25 years, to say, not in our community.
Jeffrey Canada is the founder of Harlem Children's Zone. It's a nonprofit focused on supporting and educating kids in need. 25 years ago, he began this march after an elementary school girl was hit with a bullet. It was then that Canada believed something needed to be done, and the need hasn't lessened one bit.
Our young people want what all young people want. They want to be able to grow up. They want to be safe.
So often people look at brown and black children as predators, but we're not predators.
Ann Williams-Isom is the organization's CEO. Her goal is to create a better reality for these kids.
We all have the same mission. We all have the same vision. We all feel like we want the same thing, which is peace, something that we're marching for.
The kids say they feel it, and they hope what happens here resonates around the country. In Dayton, El Paso, Gilroy, Orlando, Newtown. A chance for kids to do what the adults might not.
I feel powerful. I feel like that we're making a huge impact.
And after the march, a chance to come together. This is a personal issue for the kids in this room. Harlem Children's Zone surveyed these kids, and what they found was 27% of their high schoolers and middle schoolers had lost a family member to violence. Many of them, gun violence. Reporting in Harlem, Teresa Priolo, Fox 5 News.
Asking for help doesn't mean you're a loser. Problems are like dog biscuits. They're better when you share them. Hi, I'm McGruff the Crime Dog, here to help you stay safe.
From the McGruff Files, a story about some folks who got organized to take back their neighborhood. The place was getting run down. Crime and drugs were out of hand, and honest folks felt like prisoners in their own homes. Neighbors decided to do something, so they worked together and with the police. Things happened pretty quick after that. Weekly meetings led to community action. Vacant lots were cleaned up and fenced. Neighbors even started planting gardens. Nice job, Sherry. Real nice. All the folks pitched in. Garbage was recycled. Street lamps were fixed. Before you knew it, they turned a bad situation around. The neighbors had their neighborhood back. How about that? Way to go, guys. Things are looking better for these folks nowadays. Yeah! Working together works, so don't get scared, get organized. Pick up a pencil and write this down, and I'll send you my free booklet. Let's get the neighbors together and help me take a bite out of crime.
An upstate police officer has been arrested on the coast. The charges allege sexual activity involving minors. SLED agents arrested Akil McKnight yesterday in Horry County. Agents say he is a former Pickens City police officer, and that department requested the investigation. The charges are misconduct in office, sexual exploitation of a minor, and solicitation of a minor. McKnight, by the way, once played McGruff the Crime Dog while volunteering with police when he was in high school. This tonight, he's also sued the Pickens Police Department, saying he was not involved in anything illegal and has been discriminated against on the basis of race and sexual orientation.